It's completely passive. It's West Bend. It's a nice pot, and it's nothing more than a crock pot, circa 1955. So this is the base, and it's got a cord that's pretty tightly wound. I don't think this cord's ever been unwound from the day it left the factory. Yeah, I know how it goes. Somebody gets an idea, and the next thing you know, they're lined up around the block. I had a woman show up last night at the door. I'd invited her over, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. Jen got scared, thought it was the cops or something. So anyway, go up there, and she had the police.
What have you been doing?
Oh, it's always something. I just don't want to waste the time to explain. Sure, my activities are legal, but you've always got to do some sort of gossip.
I know.
Really? Yeah.
I've had the cops visit too. I was like, what are they here for? Oh, somebody's hiding in our bush.
Again?
Yeah. Again.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of goofies around. There's a lot of unkempt people. And Roberts Creek has now got summertime residents who live down at the wharf, and it's not great. Anyway.
No, they're just putting out breadcrumbs now, I think.
Yeah. They're not sending their best anyway. So that's job one, and job two. I put a feeler last night amongst our crew if anybody had seen this Cuisinart before. I don't recognize it.
No, and Jan didn't say anything?
No. No problem with the view. This was the old part.
Oh, you know what? I might have done it.
Did you give her the faint hope clause? Well, you might get a part.
I think this might have been, and I probably even have a picture of it, is some other guys took it on.
Oh, yeah. Somebody who's on
I was busy, as usual, and there was another
contestant,
another little corner on the table that was going for it.
All right.
And I wasn't even overseeing it, so I think that's what it was.
Well, here's the original part, and here the blade, and here's the replacement, which is a stylish modern gray. Splines,
yes,
have worn off, so I'm sure this one will be better for a bit. So I found the youngest carrot in the bunch out in the vegetable crisper. So I've got some victims.
okay.
Some willing contestants.
Okay, we'll play it by ear.
Literally, almost literally. So there's that.
I got another mouse today. Yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, look, this one.
Very good.
They keep running around. Yeah, Gibson's Recycle. I needed a mouse, and there it was, and I caught it.
Well, of course. I'm very fond of these wireless mice. These little ones that run on a.
Yeah, but you know how many I've got of those, and they don't have a dongle.
Yeah, you gotta have the dongle.
You gotta have a dongle, and how many times people lose the dongle? It just goes with something else, and then they go, "Oh, it's not working anymore." See,
I got one.
Look, I have one here. Just ready to take it apart.
I got one for Ariana, and it was Bluetooth, so no dongle necessary.
Yeah, the gamers use a Bluetooth, but the distance parameter, they want the cable right next to the mouse.
Yeah.
So they put a little extension for the dongle.
I can imagine.
So that when you're running Bluetooth for gaming, you want to get the milliseconds down, but they don't want to wire on their mouse.
Well, this is, I think traditionally, this is why they have not used Bluetooth for mice, because you're dealing with 1,000 points per inch or something, and it would just hog the Bluetooth, trying to keep up with it, which is why it
hogs the Bluetooth and it slows the whole thing down.
Yeah. Yeah,
especially if you're a gamer, you go click, 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 and then the picture on the screen goes click.
Yeah, and you're kind of metaphorically dead at that point.
Yeah, I thought I pressed that 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Oh, I killed him. He's dead.
I did kill him. I'm sure I did. Yeah, no, I've been watching this play out in live performance.
Well,
Jan just came in.
oh, cool. There he is.
Where is
Hello there.
Hi.
Hello, Wayne.
Hello.
Hello, Fred.
Hi. Nice
I
to
see.
see you.
I see your carrots.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, how are you all?
We're very good.
We're good. We don't have a clue what we're doing yet.
Yeah.
And we're just watching Fred.
Yeah, that's easy.
Just about last week, I finished a big camera repair, another one. It was a medium format German thing, and it was misbehaving. Basically, just dried up lubricants, so it needed a cleanup and a little bit of adjustment, and it's okay now.
Oh, excellent.
And then the second thing was right here. I'll show you. I found about 25 years old flash. I used to have one when I was doing weddings. It was a step smaller, and so just basically for sentimental reasons, I brought it home. And as I expected, the battery that powers the whole thing, it's a gel cell battery, and it was totally dried up. So when I opened the lid, I'll show you what I mean. I cut it open. This is the power pack for the camera, for the flash.
That's
Wow.
huge. Yeah, that's a
It
monster.
opens like that, and as you can see, there is a battery.
It's a lead acid battery.
Yes,
Wow.
it was totally dried up, and just white powder came out. So I emptied the whole thing, and I was wondering, well, what should I do now? Buying a new one is quite expensive, and then I realized, well, wait a minute, I have lithium ferrite cells, which are like oversized AA's,
Mhm.
Yes.
and they will fit in, only 2 of them. And connected in series, they would give me about 7 volts, which is 1 volt higher than 6 volts.
Sure.
But apparently it doesn't harm anything.
No.
So I did try it. I'll shake it out. And okay, here we go. So this is the real thing, about 4 amp hours.
Yep.
Contacts right up here.
Yep.
They connect on the inside here, on top.
Yep. Sure.
Just like that.
Yep.
And then I had to use my remote control plane's charger, to charge this battery. And when I put it in, all the lights came on, and it started flashing. But after about 10 flashes, I touched the top here, and it was heating up quite a bit right here.
Yeah.
And so I thought, oh my God, so that 1 extra volt doesn't do it any good. And so I opened the thing, pulled out the circuitry, and I could see on the circuit board a brown discoloring spot,
Right.
which was actually right below a small resistor. And the resistor was already discolored so much that I couldn't read resistance. They have bends.
Sure.
By those bends, you can tell the resistance.
Right.
So I desoldered that, and luckily it was just about 100 ohms. And so I was looking through my stuff and found about 4 times larger resistors, which were probably about half watt.
I was just going to say half watt or 1 watt resistor, big square one.
Yes, and so I combined together in series 2 of them, and it gave me about 96 ohms, pretty close. And then I had to push them in, and kind of organized it so that I could solder it back in place and put the battery in, turn everything on. And after about 25 flashes, the top was absolutely cool. So I was just lucky, plain lucky, because usually when you eliminate one problem, then you create another one, you know. But in this case, it was just that little resistor that was probably on the borderline, you know, when it comes to wattage.
Yep.
And so the whole thing works like a dream now. And it took me a few evenings, you know, to play with it. And I mean, the battery here, I just cut the top off with a hacksaw.
Sure.
And put those round cells in there, connected them to these contacts on the outside.
Yep.
And so it was nothing really, you know, just like 2x4 construction, you know, nothing special.
I'm amazed the thing was that intolerant of an over voltage.
But the flash is so powerful that I took it out, and from about 20 meters, I lit a whole clubhouse at night. And you could actually see the shingles on the roof, everything. It's a really nice flash. But the question is whether I will ever use it again, you know.
Sure.
Here it is. Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe the museum would like it.
It's quite something. Yes.
Yeah.
Is it
So
a mica blitz?
Yeah.
yes, exactly. Yeah. So let me hook it up.
So by
And,
coincidence, Micah has joined us.
Yes, I have.
There he is. Hello, Micah.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. Just fine. Well, didn't see you for a long time. Anyway, so you will see that. Oops, no, you won't because I put it in the wrong way.
Now you're going to burn the resistor at the bottom.
Yes. Okay, here we go. Okay, lights are on and blinking. When the green comes up, that means it's ready to
You're ready. Yeah.
fire. Yes.
Mhm.
So you have up on top, you can set full power or up to 1/32. So if you go to 1/32, then the flash is actually very small and you can go quite fast.
Wow.
That's a real professional piece of kit.
Oh yes, yeah. Or you can go full power, and then you can light up newspaper, you know, from a meter. Yeah. Okay, let's try that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Impressive.
quite something.
You can
Anyway,
see
so
ships at sea.
so this is my last project, and the guy who owns that camera that I mentioned, you know, the German thing.
Yeah.
He already has got another one lined up for me. So
Yeah. You're not getting bored.
no, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, good. Are you in your bedroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am. You can, in the background, you can see a little tape recorder.
Yeah. Not so little.
If you remember
Yeah,
them.
that's the pocket version, right?
It looks like
Oh,
a
yes. You know what?
Is
It
that-
weighs about 36 pounds.
Is it a Roberts?
It's
Is it got an 8-track on the side of it?
it's Ikai GX
Yeah. Crosshead.
400.
Yeah.
And you know, when they are in pristine condition, people are asking about $6,000 for
I
them
know.
now.
I know. They're
Yeah.
really good machines.
Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, this one has got some problems. It's a bit sluggish when it comes to rewinding.
Right.
And what it means that all the motors would have to be opened up and relubricated bearings, you know. And the whole thing has got 3 main frames bolted together. So it's not really easy to do. There's a lot of wire connections that have to be well disconnected in order to take parts apart, you know. So
Yeah, they didn't use connectors back
Yes.
then, did they?
I'll leave it for one winter. And
Fair enough.
anyway, so there you go. And in the background, you probably you can make two German clock.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah. So those are the ones that go back and forth, back and
The
forth.
spinning balls.
The atmosphere
So-
clocks, barometric pressure runs.
Yes. So I was playing with those two. These are still remaining, and the
Are those authentic or are they replications?
no, they are originals.
Nice.
They are originals. One of them is working. You can probably see the pendulum moving right there,
Hmm.
and the other one is still dead. It needs more attention. You know, the pendulum is actually suspended on flat wire, flat ribbon, and since I didn't have any replacement, I had to make it from round wire.
Mm.
And I did it the way that I would put a wood screw into a plank and turn a piece of wire around that screw and stretch it in one direction. And then I had a flat block of wood with sandpaper on it on the bottom. And I was sort of stroking that wire in one direction, and then I would unhook it from I would unhook that wire from that screw, flip it over 180 degrees, and then I was stroking the other side of the wire. And eventually it became flat.
Hmm.
And with a micrometer, I could measure the thickness. So it was somewhere between 2 to 2,500 of an inch, you know, thickness. And the overall length is about 4 inches. You know, we have to clamp it at the top, at the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's quite some work, but interesting. And when it finally works, you know, it's quite
It
satisfying.
has to work after all that.
Yeah. Nothing to make money on, though,
No.
you know.
The one I took apart had it was elevated by magnets.
Mm,
Is that the same
yes.
thing? Yeah, so that was the magnets sort of reversed polarized, and the balls would be suspended in
Yeah.
air,
Yes. Mhm.
which was fascinating.
Yeah, there are some different systems now. They work.
Mm.
They need batteries, of course, but this is still, like I say, original. They call it anniversary clock because apparently you were only supposed to wind it once a year, and they were given like wedding presents to young couples,
Mhm.
and they were supposed to wind it together, you know.
And then the spring breaks.
Yes.
Right. Otherwise, you can go take divorce pictures. Much use to me
Yes.
flash.
Yeah.
The finality, the finality of it all.
Yeah, that's just about it.
Yeah.
We bust the spring, dear.
So anyway, Fred,
Thing that's gone out of our marriage.
how are you doing with your blender there?
Yeah,
Well-
come on. Let's see some carrots.
There's the carrots.
That-
They're all for carrots.
So it's a Cuisinart, or
It's a Cuisinart. It's a red Cuisinart. I sent out an email on it.
Mhm.
She showed up at our happy little gathering sometime before COVID hit last year. She
uh-huh.
brought it in, and what was happening was the thing would drive, like it would start and run, but under load it would stall.
I see.
So somebody advised her to go get a new part,
Hmm.
so she did.
I see. Yes.
So this showed up at my front door last night. So I said, I'll find out who suggested she do this. In the meantime, we'll try it today.
Does it fit? Does the new part fit?
Oh yeah, well it's just the blade. I mean, there's no magic. You just drop it in.
I see.
Not
Okay.
complicated.
Hmm.
So I just took the old one out, and my only thought is that the spline. I got way too much light here. The spline down the center is not complete anymore. It's just
I see.
it's
I
all
see.
rounded off. The teeth.
Yes.
So this one being brand new should work for a while.
Mhm, mhm.
Another 5 minutes.
Yes.
Well, look at it. Look at the size of this thing.
I know.
It's kind of a tin can, like, and it came open.
Mhm, mhm.
And look at them. I don't know.
All by itself.
Well, no, yeah, no. I've got 3 screws.
Oh.
There's only 3 or 4, but if you look inside, it's not exactly a Skookum motor.
No.
It's like
no.
it's like the motor you see in a kitchen clock.
Yeah, it's totally underpowered.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
weird differently.
So why do you think it's stalling? Could it be a tight bearing or?
Don't know, but somebody advised her to go get a new one of these. So I think we're bound and determined to test the new one. Let's give it a shot.
Yeah, I think so.
It's
Yeah.
kind of, it's all plastic. It looks like a KitchenAid. It's got that nice metallic red sheen to it.
Mhm.
I guarantee you it's 100% polystyrene. The only metal is in that motor. The rest of
Motor, yes. Yeah.
there's nothing else going on here. So I propose to maybe I can just do it right now and just put the fancy lid on. We'll just try it empty, of course. And
All right.
Uh-huh.
it turns. It makes.
Uh-huh.
We put the old blade in. And see the symptom.
Well, I can see it spinning.
Yeah. So I'll drop a carrot in.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Oh, yeah, there you go. No,
Yeah.
no bad.
yeah.
One more shot just to make sure. It works on the other settings, but not really well. Now, what am I going to do with
Spun carrot.
I got to deal with the carrot bits. Oh, I've got a bean pot. That was experiment number 2. I've got a 1955 crock pot here. So I put the new one in. So seeing as we're here, we're all happy and gathered. Holy matrimony.
It's gonna work perfectly, isn't it?
You bet.
Oh, no.
You know what? I have a feeling that these things are supposed to be turned on and then whatever should go in should be dropped in, when they are already speeding.
I don't
Because
know.
if,
Does that have a pipe to drop the stuff in?
Well, yeah, it doesn't have a pipe. There's no way in. You've got to have the lid on.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's got an interlock in the back. Without that interlock being set, of course, it's not going to run. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
There's no feed pipe on the small ones.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I was kind of thinking this was what was happening. It will work, but you can't give it very much.
Mhm.
Like it's obviously working to the extent that I can put small pieces in.
Yeah,
So it's kind of limited facility.
yeah. It's got no power to spare.
So there's that. I mean, I can't, if there's no other way to do it, I can just lay it on top and just hope. Yeah. So there's that. Well, I don't know what else it could be.
Well, if you can spin it by hand, then that means that the bearings on the motor are okay, and it's just not powerful enough to overcome
Yep.
the resistance of the carrot.
Yep. It's not a very Skookum unit.
Yeah.
It's no KitchenAid. So I don't know who advised her. I don't recognize it. When she said she had a blender and she got the part, last year there was an Oster blender that came, and it was in 1988. It was American-made Oster, and it was stainless steel, cast,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
it had a toggle switch, pulse and full.
Right.
And the switch had broken its handle because
Uh-huh.
the handle was plastic, but the switch was Skookum.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
I took it apart and I took the switch out and I looked at it and I wrote the number down. I said, I'll advise you of the number. And I found it in the catalog. They still make them and they're made in the States. So for about $7, you can get the switch, but the switch has a metal toggle to it because it's industrial strength. They only put the plastic piece because it's more palatable to sell it.
Mhm, mhm.
So I thought when she said, oh, I got a blender, I said, bring it over because I know the blender. Well, it's not the blender, it's another blender. So I don't know what happened to the Oster lady because I'm prepared to put that switch in. It was just, as I say, it was just the knob on the handle that broke off. The switch was fine. So there was nothing we could do about it. But the replacement is all metal. It's got a nice, big, strong ring-powered detent. 1988, so it's a quality unit. Anyway, instead I got this. And I don't know if there's anything else one can do because it just obviously doesn't have enough torque to cut the thing. And that's with the brand new blade.
Yeah. Well, I would say the only thing is that you have to sort of pre-cut
Yep.
the stuff that you want to put in and put in just a little bit and then a little bit more and a little bit more, otherwise it's just not enough powerful to cut into a big chunk, so.
It actually on it says Cuisinart Mini Prep Plus.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not designed to chop up potatoes.
Yeah.
Look at the size of it. You could chop up onion if you throw onion chunks in this, it would go.
Mm-hmm.
See that, but these are this is
Yeah.
a really solid thing. And the two settings, the buttons are chop and grind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't say puree or mince or anything.
Right.
So I think that's the conclusion to be reached. At least she's got a second blade.
Well, when you run it, it sounds like the motor's going, but the blade's not turning.
Yeah, it runs fine. It runs just fine, but this thing must clutch out when it encounters a resistance. Because here, if I run it empty, it runs like crazy. But if I throw the big piece in, it'll clog almost immediately.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. It's just not built for that type of activity.
No, so sharpie out the word chop.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
No chopping.
The chop, we need to put quotation marks around chop.
Just shopping, not chopping.
That's right. The chopping channel. So I think probably what the best thing I can do is put the 3 screws back in it and give her a phone call and say, guess what? I don't think it's ever going to do it. So no, maybe it was different when it was new. Maybe it was fine when it was new, but something has deteriorated deep in the bowels here. I'm unplugged yet. But it feels strong. It feels firm. There's nothing outrageous here. There's even a thermal fuse, which obviously hasn't popped.
Well, I think these motors, they are okay when they are when they are running, but when you stall them, then they have very little power to overcome the stall,
Exactly. I mean, if you don't put a big motor in, you're not going to get big stuff out.
Yeah.
There's no shortcuts. I was trying to read the fuse, but there's an actual thermal fuse here, and it actually sits in a little slot all by its little lonesome in here. It's kind of cute. Down on the base. It's kind of Mickey Mouse inside. I got to say, doesn't fill me with joy. Anyway, so there's that. So my score is 1 for 2. Now, what you guys missed, and I know you're just sitting with bated breath, wondering what the hell else we were up to. This is a 1955 crock pot from West Bend, and this is just the no moving parts part. It's just
Look at more carrots.
magically, they seem fine. It's a West Bend crock pot, and it has this base. So what you can do is you can set this on the table and plug it in. And this came from inside the tent. This is my wife's friend who owns this. The book is here. And the book is 1955.
Huh. Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Here it is, copyright 1955 down there.
Yeah.
So the base has got this hex nut in it. And I, being the inquisitive type, I took that out. And it opened up readily. Inside is a small ceramic disc the two contacts go through from the power and into the ceramic disc, and the wiring, it's like a cup upside down, and the wiring is inside that, so that it doesn't touch any of the metal top or bottom. So doing that, I just looked around because all she's concerned about is this thing safe to use? This cord looks to me like the way it came from the factory. Nobody keeps a cord like that.
Somebody did.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're psychos. Maybe they're time travelers, and it's just.
But it was so beautifully knotted up.
Yeah.
Why would you want to do that?
I don't think it's ever been undone, and it's in really good shape. The weak link is eventually this will become cracked up and it will fall apart, but I don't see any damage in it anywhere.
It's called a coil.
Yeah, that's right.
Is it still flexible enough?
Oh, very flexible, very
Oh,
flexible.
well, then it should be okay.
Yep. So I'm calling it okay, and it's purely inductive load, so it's not like a power factor or anything like that. So what I did was, because when I put the bottom back on, when I did this, the ceramic inside went up and down a bit. So I found this nut, the stainless steel nut, and I got a washer that I put on the inside because this thread is pretty tight. And I just tightened everything up so it doesn't rattle anymore. So I'm just on the verge of giving her back to her. I think it's fine. I don't see any problem with it. It's kind of nice to see something that old. Right, Jan?
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
And working, eh?
Yeah, just like us. So there, that's what I got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just got a repair coming.
Oh, nice.
A live repair.
It's exciting.
Yeah, it is. Where's my
What is it, Wayne?
Yes, 4?
Yeah, and the HDMI cable has become dislocated.
Huh.
So what he said he was doing was duct taping this thing to work again. Just this HDMI output.
Oh, yeah, it's loose on one side.
It's always the same thing. They say it'll just be a little solder job. I know what a little solder job looks like. It's going very little.
I wonder if you just held the cable up, like the HDMI when you plugged it in. If you just lifted it up a bit, it would work. In which case, the shell around the connector is opened up, and what you need to do is just crimp it a bit with a pair of pliers, if that's the problem.
Well, yeah. Looking at this cable here, it's been cranked so hard, right?
Well, look at it.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with that.
What are they doing to that HDMI? Are they using it to hold the PS4 up?
I think it was just one of these situations where the frustration and duct taping it and doing all this stuff just created a mess.
Yeah.
You know how it is when these things are loose and then you can suddenly move it and it works. You just tape it in place until it doesn't work again.
Yeah, do you think that cord being twisted that profoundly?
The amount that's been twisted, and unless it was rusting on the case itself, that's a lot of force on the connector.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of funny this guy showed up right when we're in the middle of a meeting. Or what we can call a meeting. It's not really a meeting.
So from where you're at, there should be some more plastic to take off, and then the power supply should be underneath that, and you can remove that. You have to take apart absolutely everything just in order to get to the main board.
Oh, nice. You mean
Yep.
it's a real journey?
Oh yeah. Let's see what you have to take out. Okay, you have to take out the hard drive, power supply, the CD-ROM, the hard drive cover, and then the main board cover, and then and then you get down to the actual main board.
Oh, great. maybe I shouldn't take this on. Yeah, okay. I got to be a hero in this situation then, I guess. Hero for games.
Um,
So I'm just taking these long screws out. Is that it?
essentially, it's the thing of take out absolutely every single screw and turn it upside down and shake.
Okay. Sounds like fun.
Hmm.
I should apply for my insurance.
Let's read through all the different steps that you have to do.
Yeah, like lose the screws.
All right, there's okay. So step 2 was take it out of the box and look at it, etc., etc. Step 5, take off the front case. Step 6, take out the hard drive. Step 7, remove the warranty void if removed. And why? Why remove those?
Because the
Oh,
screws,
there's screws underneath them, of course.
underneath, yeah. Probably I'm going to run into some trouble here.
I'm betting that because it was so easy to take off, they already took off the security screws. Because you have to take off the screws to take off the top cover. So
Oh, really? Okay, so then we are into territory that's been done before.
yeah.
It's always scary because, especially if I'm doing a paid repair and somebody's already opened it up and they don't tell you.
So step 8 through 11 is take out more, or 12 is take out more screws, and then you can take out the power supply, and then you can take out the power supply cover if you want to take a look at it. Remove the Blu-ray. Take a look at the Blu-ray. Remove the hard drive cover. Buy more screws, of course. Why not?
You know, every screw is a different length. This is going to drive me batty.
Every screw is a different size, length, and
This is nuts. Look at this. More little tiny screws.
I think Fred has left us.
He's still there. His picture's still there.
Hi.
No, oh, he's back.
He's there. He's getting his tea.
Hmm.
That's what
Coffee.
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 It's not coming off. Famous last words. This is where we say, it's time for a commercial break. Oh. I'm not wearing my safety glasses either.
It's just you can't see me because I've deliberately got the camera turned down.
You're not wearing the helmet, Cam?
No, not yet.
I think what you're trying to take out there is the power supply.
Wasn't that the routine? I mean, it looks like it covers over the other thing, and the other thing won't come off unless I take out the power supply.
I've got all of these to clean.
What do you got? Oh,
Sort of.
I just don't want to force anything.
Yeah.
And nothing is moving. That's the you know, I take all the screws out and nothing moves. It's just like, ooh, okay. Like you said, they just flip it over and dump it out. It just sounds crazy, but I think that's what happens.
The fast way to do this is to go online, look in YouTube for PS4 assembly.
That's the trouble. I will go online, but Mika was helping me with this one.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
He's gone now.
See that.
A million screws later. So yeah, this is pretty hard. All these terminals are fractured all the way along.
you.